and I'm out of Gunnison, Colorado here. Gunnison Valley, I've been there for 18 years. My company is Natural Building Innovations, where we look to reconnect the natural environment to the built environment through the repurposing of salvage logging industry. So we know that we have 6 million acres of standing dead throughout Colorado forest right now, posing huge fire risks, including 480,000 acres that went up in smoke in 2018, which poses risk to air quality, watersheds, soil health, wilderness habitat, and recreation. We also have the current prescriptions for forest management projects include lop and scatter and burning, which pose additional environmental hazards, and wasted material. So inefficient, unhealthy supply chains. Right now, we have about 100 logging trucks a day that come down Highway 50 outside of Gunnison that goes to Montrose Forest Products, where 90% of all that material goes outside the state of Colorado. 10% comes back to the state of Colorado, 0 back to the Gunnison Valley. So very inefficient and broken supply chains. So what MBI really tries to capture is creating these collaborative partnerships that are already established and coming in and encouraging closed-loop local supply chains as well as a 3-part model of bringing together education, environment, and the economy. So this is kind of the real basic practical example of what we've been doing. We go out, and right here is a standing dead blue spruce that's posing a huge risk to a home through local partnerships. We salvage this log. We put on a workshop with WCU students to empower them to build with locally and responsibly harvested salvage logs. And then we built a living wall, is what it's called, and a bench for the university common area. So right now we have a yard space in Gunnison, Colorado. We begin processing these salvage logs, and per the blue spruce that you just saw, this is the product that comes off of that. And based on 2 different current markets in southwest Colorado that are doing somewhat similar of a thing as far as processing salvage logs, we can come up with $1,550 off of this one tree. So looking at what we have in inventory right now, 65 of these logs with a net salvage log inventory dollar value of $100,803. And then kind of a modest projection of what we can do annually with 500 logs equating to $775,000. So some of the people that are doing this and that also are a market for us, Scott Crawford in the Gunnison Valley as a sawmill, Wilkins and Salida, actually, who I just talked to yesterday on my way through. They have already a model of this that's been viable for decades. High end up in Crested Butte, the ski town, is where our main initial market will be to get startup costs and that kind of seed money, as well as very high end homes. So we can process through a sawmill. Where right now, all this material and even the workshops are a large overhead for us because we have to rent sawmill time, we have to hire self-loading logging trucks to come in and pick up the logs for us, and then we have to hire other contractors to come in and put on the workshops. This is actually a workshop I attended in Yestermorrow in Vermont, which has a beautiful model of natural building workshops. This is a timber frame workshop there. And so, again, back to what we can do if we had some initial seed money of about $500,000 is what we've been looking at for the equipment we need to initially start with the salvage log recovery procedures that we have and then process them and recirculate them into local economy. And then eventually, our goal is to do educational workshops that really empower our local economy for building with that salvage logging material, and we call it the Shell program. So we look at special needs, handicap, elderly, and low income. So taking in someone like a wounded warrior and doing a locally harvested tree that we build into a bench, a coffee table, a guitar. And so this is our current team, and I will note that we're all volunteers right now. We've been working on this business model for about a year. And amazing people. We have 2 master's degrees, actually 3 master's degrees, 2 undergrads, and a forester all within our mix. And these guys have been volunteering their time, and obviously same with myself. And we're just looking to connect with some investors that can help us move forward a little more rapidly. Thanks.